Oh, wasn't there signs? Weren't there signs? Oh, you can tell? You can tell there were no signs? No. Bitch, okay, no. Not until retrospect. After the fact. There was just a hodgepodge of weird happenings that my primary doctor did not pick up on, okay? I lost a weird amount of weight. I thought it was just my diet. I thought seasonal depression was in a different kind of flavor. And then I thought I was allergic to weed, okay? I thought those were the tummy aches. And, like, that's it. Until I had the major big boy tummy ache. On a random Tuesday last January, I went to bed withering in pain. My stomach had been slowly turning into knots throughout the day, but it seems like nothing a little ginger ale or Pepto-Bismol couldn't fix. Reader, actually, listener, watcher, when I tell you the Pepto-Bismol was not bismoling, the ginger ale was not ailing, I couldn't remember the last time stomach pain kept me up, let alone had me boogie oogie woogieing doing the worm on the dance floor that was my cold wooden bedroom alone. But every time I thought I was gonna slip into that cool, calm REM cycle, release, a jolt of pain would erupt in my tummy and send me like fish flopping all over the deck. And then I was gonna go to the hospital, but like, I don't trust the assessments of my body. Like, I thought maybe there was just a Tylenol I hadn't tried yet. I drove to my parents. I don't know what to tell you. We didn't want to go to the hospital right away. So we waited for urgent care to open. And honestly, looking back, they definitely picked up. I think they just didn't want to tell me I had colon cancer there. Because they knew that it was intussusception, enter the word here.
Intussusception.
Already, I don't remember what tests they did first, who talked to me last. They couldn't tell what the pain was, but they gave me pain meds, and that shit sent me coasting. I was groovy. They pushed me through machines, take pictures, and kind of roll me around like furniture because they had a policy about patients not being able to walk themselves. Even though I could walk, I still had to be like in wheelchair to wheelchair. They knew that my intestines were playing double dutch, and like they kept saying, "Well, we gotta run tests to see like why," but like in a really slow and apologetic way that I feel like they just didn't know to be like, "It's colon cancer tumors." So they transferred me to another doctor. It was like, yes, we're giving you pain meds, but we can't stop the double dutch. We're getting jump in this bitch because you've got colon cancer.
Nice cock.
They're gonna need more tests to see what caused it and what to prevent it from. And that they don't have the materials there, so they gotta transfer me to Weenie Hut General. Big boy hospital with the tools and specializations necessary. I'm gifted one more pain med dose before I'm on that sirenless ambulance ride to the next one. And we were all like, oh, what? I had to do a colonoscopy. Okay, the retirees aren't lying, bro. It sucks. They make you drink unsalted piss the consistency of oil. You gotta have like a gallon jug of it for hours on end. And if you don't do it right, they just hand you a new one for the next day and are like, good luck, Sisyphus. Luckily, that wasn't me. Because I had a black mama who'd done it already, and she was whipping me every hour I wasn't getting that bitch down, which was a lot, because I didn't want to drink it. And we had to get hospital lemonade to help the medicine go down. But yeah, okay. It wasn't that fun. But I will say, if they were grades in lab writing, I'd be an A+ student, bitch. They were fucking saying they did a balloon test where, because the colonoscopy, by the way, they stuck a camera off your ass. I was like sedated. I don't know. You don't remember it. But there was another test where they were like, we can't sedate you. You have to talk to us the whole time, and we can't give you pain meds. It's just us sticking a balloon up there. And now that I think about it, I don't know what that test was. I'm gonna look that up. Could they have been messing with me? Were they messing with me? But yeah, they stuck a balloon up there, and they were like, you're taking it so well. You're so good. You're the best we've ever had. And like thinking about it, they probably tell that to all their cancer patients, but I'm still taking it as a win. Either way. Because like, I was not cursing or nothing. I fucking let him douche that anal out like the gay man I sometimes am. My family might watch this. Growing up, I used to hope that something worse had happened to me. I'm not saying this to be proud, but I just wished there was a source, a reason, something to point to say, that's it. That's what's eating at the potential. That's what's rotting away. And it was small, and it was hidden, and it was understandably out of sight, but it was there, and it was why. And everyone would surround me and shower me in love and gratitude, and I'd be enough, and I could say that that was it. I imagined hospitals as care vacation getaways and broken bones as popularity contest winners. I could still be on r/never broken a bone. I wished to have a reason, an excuse, a discovery, something to point to pin the blame, proof of what was truly eating away at my potential, the cause of this unbearable mediocrity, something to point to that says, I told you so. That it was never my goal to disappoint. Proof that it was never my fault. It was never on me. It was never an active choice. See, I have this sickness, this illness, this darkness, this unwellness deep within me. You can't see it. There were no signs, but it was there, and it was real, and I'm not free, but I'm sorry. I'm genuinely sorry. And I was already on a liquid diet via the doctor's orders, okay? And it was not fun anymore. It was like all the stomach rumblings of hunger with none of the payoff. And every morning I was getting delivered like a concoction of pills and vitamins, and they said they were moderating my vitals and shit. And so I just like assumed it would make a human kibble type situation where all my needs would be met and my body would shut up. But no, it turns out the whole time your body's like, where's the food? I didn't really struggle that much with body issues in comparison with other people. I mean, like, Africans would call you fat, but I was never fat, so I didn't really have to wrestle with that. So I feel like the hospital stays were kind of my first time grappling with the body dysmorphia. Because I just looked sickly skinny. Oh my god, I already can hear the ED girls. All the thin smooth people out. Everyone out. Everyone normal in the bad way out. I'm just saying, like, I felt like I looked weak, defenseless. I want to, like, gain healthy fat. Okay, I want to gain muscle. I want to look plump, replenished. It was terrifying. Shivering in those hospital grounds, attached to an IV tether I kept forgetting about. It did not help that, like, I'd lost a weird amount of weight, and all my primary care doctors were like, it's great, you're skinny health, healthy, skinny healthy, skinny health. Can we not bring back heroin chic? That's for another video.
You gotta know exactly who you are. Lord have mercy. We must stay focused, brothers. We must stay.
Some describe anesthesia as a dream, or God forbid, those fucking horror films about it not working. And I did tell them I smoke. I know that affects it. I'm lucky. Shit didn't happen to me. Don't take my advice on that part. But it was just like an on and off. Colon cancer tumors Give it up, bow, bow, bow. Cancerous lymph nodes. People always ask me like what stage it was, and the doctor straight up told me like it wasn't stages. It wasn't one that's classified as stages, and they said it was non-aggressive. Anyway, we're getting a robot to remove that bitch. And it's February of 2024 at this point, so they schedule it for March, write up a surgery packet, and send me merrily on my way. Robotic laser colorectal surgery. Believe it or not, I wasn't as privy to telling people as I was in my fucked up daydreams. I don't know. I haven't spent much time grappling with the visceral element. I feel like it's a character flaw I've struggled with since childhood. Just running through life with my eyes closed, getting to the next moment. I'd find myself thrashing against the insoluble pendulum, projecting strength to make space for all the air in the room, or disgust at my acute awareness of the vulnerabilities I was openly obfuscating, i.e., my unwillingness to confront the subject of my cancer for longer than a couple of minutes. I volleyed sincere concern expressed by loved ones with jokes and lightheartedness, and was almost never the first to bring it up. This video will probably contain some of my most depth and vulnerability regarding my experience, and I'm probably harboring even more inner shame about that fact, which has earned its own examination. But honestly, who the fuck has the time? Doctors called me a week later. There's been a cancellation. I go in a month early. The worst of my pain during colon cancer was the intussusception, or whatever the pronunciation is, of my intestines twisting and pushing into each other, and the various painkillers I had to be on every hour to try and prevent that pain. And I had colonoscopies, I had robotic collateral laser surgery, all sedated like a fucking bird under anesthesia, and it was a very smooth, quick, overall smooth experience for me. So I can't even fathom what the trauma and pain would have been if I was in Gaza without anesthesia, without painkillers, every hospital obliterated, with makeshift tents and complete overload of patients trying to receive the care for my cancer. Even the bureaucratic entanglements they have to try and deny them medical care, such as requiring their entry out of Palestine to be 2 to 3 months in documentation in advance, and still denying it, from Israeli doctors enforcing the apartheid and treating them as second-class citizens, to the fact that you must go alone. So even if you're, say, a 4-year-old child with colon cancer, your parents can't come with you. You can't be even given that basic human dignity and healthcare. And more so than just the cancer, every person in search of healthcare in Palestine right now is being viciously denied their basic human rights, and that includes the Gabins and Majid Gabin. She herself is a dentist and has 6 brother doctors in various medical fields who are all offering their expertise completely for free to people of Palestine while under the vicious occupation, while during the genocide, while being homeless and being moved from refugee camp to refugee camp, with the so-called safe zones that are never safe, and bearing witness to all of these war crimes. So I asked if you click this video, or if you're finishing this video and you're like, how can I help? How can I help? My community has done more than enough to help me. And so I asked that we help the Gabins. We focus our efforts on helping Majid Gabin and her family, as it's approximately $10,000 per person to try and get anyone out across the border That is, even if the borders are open and their fundraisers have been sitting at a uncomfortable 3,000. So if you want to do me a favor, if you want to do the Gabans a favor, if you want to do the Palestinian resistance cause and the world and humanity a favor, please donate any little you have to them, or any big. I don't care. Just consider helping. It's a laxative, puking, pacing, shitting routine all over again, this time minus the jerrycan worth of colonoscopy fluid that makes it all gentler somehow. Day of the surgery, we shovel into the car early in the morning and bicker over parking before filling into the surgery waiting room. I'm gonna be honest, the memories of this time in my life are filled with lots of different people, lots of different paperwork, and lots of different lectures that I just threw out the window. I ignored it like it was my job. I think I wanted it to go faster or be less real. I talked with the financial advisors, to the surgery team about post-op, to gynecology about getting an IUD at the same time. What up? To dietitians, and had to keep turning down the residential spiritual consultants who wanted to pray for me or whatever. I was strong and I was numb, and I pretended that these were mutually exclusive. I was put off by how much time passed between getting dragged out of my cozy covers of my hospital room to surgery prep and getting wheeled in operation. It's not as fast as those Grey's Anatomy medical dramas would have you believe. I took multiple power naps, went through rounds of meds, had a bunch of nurses coming to clasp my hand like, just a little longer. And eventually the anesthesia technicians gave me the countdown, and I passed out before we even hit the Happy New Year. Next time, I woke up in my room, surrounded by family, sore with a catheter, and these Whoville ass machines that compress your legs so they don't atrophy with all the bed rest or something. I twisted my hair into scraggly knot oblivion because I've had trichotillomania since childhood, and it used to be so bad that I'd tear it out directly, but I'd moved up the corporate ladder to just twisting it until a long, dragged out death of the follicle. That's when we came under the agreement of shaving my head, regardless of the chemo allegations or not. So, it's also why I have band-aids on my fingers sometimes. Stress tends to trigger it. And if you guys didn't know this, colon cancer is kind of stressful. Best way you can support me is by subscribing to my Patreon, because I had an amazing community, amazing people around me who supported me, posted my GoFundMe. We reached $10,000, and even though the 2 week hospital stays, 2 different hospital stays, was $200,000. Me briefly having United Healthcare just helped us scrape on by. But seriously, thank you guys. Thank you to all my loved ones, all the Ugandans, to everyone who posted on Insta, all the strangers I don't even fucking know, all the anonymous donations. Thank you. It means a lot and contributed to my health, as you can see. But, yeah. I am grappling with OCD paranoia that my negativity caused the cancer. I don't know how to cope with the new age borderline spiritual psychosis ideas about how your thoughts create reality or whatever. Don't get me wrong, I'm an affirmation girly, but like, I don't think my mentally ill brain can cope with another layer of guilt upon bringing my illness upon myself or whatever. I tried searching it up in those bogus, like, 40 psychology books, and it was just like, if you have problems with your colon, there's a truth you're not saying. I don't know, y'all. I feel like I'm saying my truth every fucking day. I'm grateful I didn't have to do chemo and other more intense cancer recovery. Like, I've seen what it done to people. I'm grateful mine wasn't aggressive enough to warrant it. I'm grateful it was just a little stint. And loved ones did surround my bed, and they did tell me how much they cared and were grateful for me. And it wasn't as pleasant as the daydreams. It was like some type of cruel monkey's paw. It was like they were talking to someone else about someone else, but I was still grateful. In some way, the whole experience at least felt like a reckoning with the suicidal ideations of my adolescence. Here I was, 4 years fresh out of the psych ward, 8 years fresh out of the weeds of suicidal tendencies, begging the universe, or Mother Earth, or God, or Allah, or some type of higher turtle we're all on top of to give me more time to follow my dreams and listen to music and dance like crazy and fall in love. It was humbling. But it's not like I enjoyed being mentally ill. Too many people still believe it's a choice. Believe me, I'm a first generation immigrant of Africans. Them niggas think it's a choice. These ideas are wholly unhelpful to anyone stuck in the cave of struggle. If anything, they're ammo for the gnawing despair of depression to expose the distance between you and your desires and use it to drag you from the light of hope. So, no, while I'm sure people would like to water this down and point to just, near death experience, or just think about life and how much you like life and it'll go away. That did not help me. The cancer didn't help me. It was years of dialectic behavioral therapy and slow, small steps to building healthy habits and moving out, and meditation and neuron rewiring and journaling and antidepressants and self-forgiveness and supportive friends and recovery books and water and somatic therapy and self-forgiveness again and embracing my creativity and exercise and self-acceptance compounded over 2,922 days. That's what helped me. And the silly juxtaposition of me begging for my life at the end during cancer was just the cherry on top of a cold, long, but not impossible journey out of the thick of it, thanks to the privilege of having insurance and opportunity and living in America with access to all these things. And I'll make the depression recovery video a separate one, but I just wanted to be honest about these realizations, and without having to trivialize the genuine mental horrors that nearly took my life more than once, and also reflect on how had I grown from it. We're all on our own odyssey, and the need for comparison or pathology Olympics, it doesn't serve us. It doesn't save you. Slow, intentional movements do. Even if you can't see the surface or imagine the sunlight or believe you are worthy of it, you're walking towards a version of you that does. Of course, you have no reason to believe in a stranger, but the magic of the fantasy is there the whole time, holding your hand, inching you forward. Towards the end of my hospital stay, my little sister came to my bedside, riddled with guilt, but instilled with dashes of that childlike mischief, she said she regretted imagining being in the hospital, being pampered with room service and surrounded by affection. She said it was much more sombering witnessing it happen to me, and probably would be annoyed living off broth like I was. I sat in shock, hearing my own musings coming from a parallel source. I didn't have the heart to tell her. I didn't have the heart to confirm we were born hungry, born wanting. But I have the heart to change it.
Walking in the grass, it's so fine, don't need shoes in the summertime.
This is the first of a couple videos I wrote about cancer. I didn't even have time to get to the MCR stuff. But thank you for watching. I think I'm going to use this channel for random thoughts, musings, my art, pop culture, documenting all the shit I want to try, and trying everything. And just this journey. So y'all are welcome to join me. Until next time, Cyber out.